right, boys, let's rock and roll.
Hello, curtailed community. For anybody who happens to be watching, we are still setting up because at the very last second, Harper came downstairs like, "Hi, I'm here to be." What did you say?
I'm here to bother you.
No.
Oh, no.
That.
I'm here in the full reference to Run High School Host Club. I am here to be the homosexual supporting cast.
Gotcha.
So,
is that the ghost stories? Is that the?
No.
No, I was going to say I don't remember that. In that,
It's better.
Better than the dub.
Oh yeah. Well, it depends on what you're going for.
Well, yeah, okay. That was certainly different and funny because it offended everybody, and that was their goal.
It was beautiful.
Oh no, we have people watching now. Do we have to be professional?
That's me logging into the mod view.
No, it's more than that. How did you log in that many times?
I see the number 1. I don't know.
Oh, Twitch is fucky. Oh, Harper will be the other one. Or not Harper, Mandy. I just saw Mandy in chat. Oh, yeah, and we can't hold on. I got to bring Mandy's character forward or slide it over a bit because I moved the camera. And that works because you are, I don't know if you're actually, does that count as medieval garb? I guess so.
This is Miss Day Erasure.
The hell did you sneeze?
No, Miss Day. That's the family that holds weasels and ferrets and otters.
Yeah, I don't think we have that one.
Okay.
Oh, right. I'm looking for Harper, and no, it's in this one. It's Mandy. We need to have the little critter come out, just eat the bit. And I don't think the microphone's hooked up for that either. Oh, so it is. I was going to say there's going to be 2 microphones, and only one's going to activate the little Discord critter. We never got that done because it's generally just me down here.
Surprise, y'all.
Oh, I do have water.
Good evening, Alex.
I came down here and I'm like, it is so bloody cold down here. And I was trying to grab pants, and the only thing I found were shorts. And I'm like, that's just going to make it worse. And I was in this big the Christmas robe you guys have seen me wearing because it's so warm that I refuse to put it away. As we're coming into June now.
Do you need my pants? Pants upstairs.
You have, I was about to say, I haven't seen you wear pants here. Dresses. She was wearing dresses.
I do have pants. They are upstairs.
I don't
know
think
if they'll fit you.
don't think, no.
Actually, my hips may actually be wider than yours. They may fit you.
I don't believe that, but I think I'm good because I saw this big hat and I was like, oh, that's my Grand Canyon hat. I'm going to throw that on. And then I came over here and I had left Red Dead Redemption up in my list of co-op games and went, I bet that big flannel shirt, because it's the only thing I could think of that would be kind of cowboy, but it's more farmer. And I was like, I'm not going upstairs to try to put together this. I have literally less than 5 minutes. So I was like, that would be warm, though. So I could put that on.
Way too warm, but yeah.
The flannel? The flannel and the hat?
I mean, flannel and hat and other layers, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't going to go get like a duster or something. That would keep me warm. I mean, my feet and legs are still cold, but the rest of me is warm, so it balances out. It's just like a hot water heater.
Oh, I'm so glad that your body regulates temperature that way.
Yeah. Shut up, Harper.
That's very convenient.
Since fucking when? Please review you have to accept. Did they change? Hold up. I've played 18 hours of this. Why do I suddenly have to accept an agreement?
A user license agreement.
What did they change? What did they make worse now? Oh, we're going to get started.
Everything.
Drinking early, chat. Hold on, I'm going to start with water.
Good
I'm going
move.
to pretend to be a responsible adult. It's not a lot of water. It's just what is left from community night last night. The impromptu community night. I'd explain it, but I think most people that are in chat were there. Not Mandy and Harper, but,
We were very asleep. Or I was trying to sleep.
Was I waking you up with my laughter? I was figuring you were on the other side of the building.
I was just kind of tossing and turning.
They realized you forged your signature the first time? They must have forged my signature the first time. Seriously, when they put these things up, it's like, okay, you're gonna give me this massive boilerplate bullshit that's gonna show up on the other screen. I'm not even gonna like. You think my voice will put you to sleep? This shit will put you to sleep, and it's updated January 29th, 2024. Well, I'm pretty damn sure I did not. I played that since then, and it's like 15 or more pages of stuff, and you don't know what they changed since the last one, and it's just like, well, what are you gonna do? I could technically, no, I don't think I could. I could technically just say, hey, they changed their user license, and I don't agree to this anymore. I want a refund. But I don't think I paid very much for the game. So I guess we're gonna be like everybody else and just accept it because I don't feel like fighting a court battle against this. Didn't I have to do a game launcher last time? Why does everybody have to have their own? I mean, I know why everybody has to have their own damn launcher now, but
that doesn't make it any less bullshit.
Yeah, it's dumb. Oh.
What?
This is what they changed. They're doing the Sony thing. I wasn't playing online. I just wanted to play offline.
Well, that adds some complication to this. Classy.
I'm saving the fucking environment. I don't have to wash the dishes now.
Oh, yeah, you are just the savior.
Ooh, if you float right up the top, it's much less mixed.
No shit, Sherlock. That's physics.
Yeah, it is. What are you drinking?
Beer.
Drink more of it.
No. I'm quite comfortable as I am, actually. Thank you.
I'm deciding if I want to keep doing this or if I just want to take other approaches to return the game and take other approaches to being able to play the game. Got your percentage better this time? Probably a better percentage, just not as well mixed. I need a tiny, tiny immersion blender to just stick down in there and swirl it around and then splash all over my computer equipment. Wind up with something, a little dot in the middle of the screen that makes me think it's an aiming reticule and then not understanding why I can't hit anything in ready or not. Yes, that happens. When Fox says drink more, he means be meaner.
I mean, I can do that without drinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I say that when I'm talking to Mandy.
I was about to say, the rules are very different with me.
I got one of those on my monitor, and it's exactly what it does, the little dot.
Hello, Blue Fox.
Hey, Blue. Do you know you can't play Red Dead anymore without signing into their stupid-ass launcher? Yeah, the difference was I didn't put that dot on my monitor. I just thought it was part of the game. And I kept missing with the gas grenade launcher and Ready or Not for like 4 fucking hours before I realized that it was actually just an evaporated dot on my screen. Yeah, Blue was there for that. Yeah, let me just open up my passwords and hope my password manager remains on the right screen while I'm going through and doing this. I just closed it too because I was getting ready for stream, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably something, and it's going to make me log in again, isn't it?
Always.
Yeah, now I need to multi-factor into it. Jesus. Fuck Christ, mate. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck Rockstar. Rockstar has incredible development teams, and then, kind of like the same Helldiver debacle, the publisher goes out of its way to fuck things up. Why was I able to play this, like, well, I don't know what it said last played before, but I guess I can check the VOD, and I didn't have to agree to this shit before.
I will pay to watch you play The Witcher.
Do I own The Witcher?
Probably not.
I probably do. Yeah, I do.
Oh, do you?
Is the first one any good?
I think so. A lot of people don't.
Am I a lot of people, Harper? Technically, no.
I mean, I actually don't know. Like, I get a certain nostalgic kick from it, but that's also because I've played a fair bit of Dark Souls. So, and I've also read all of the books.
Yeah.
So,
Harper does not play any games like The Witcher, which confused me for a while. I was like, why does she keep playing The Witcher?
I used to play games like The Witcher. I played Dark Souls for a while. I had that medieval combat game, Chivalry. I played a little bit of that, but
I think we tried that as a joke while drunk once.
yeah.
Hey, Felipe, welcome back. So that was a new patch. I did see that there was a patch released. I thought it was just released to different platforms, and I wasn't really sure because it did seem to be a lot of the same stuff. But I haven't checked it. Maybe we'll play that. I got all dressed up to be a cowboy because I wanted to be warm and tried to fire up, and Rockstar has just ruined that for me. So maybe I could just throw my gambeson onto. That would certainly keep me warm. Gambeson, arming cap.
Stick a sword on your back.
Yeah.
Go full Geralt.
I mean, it's kind of appropriate that Harper's here if I were going to be playing Manor but I'm pretty sure she saw a lot of Manor Lords.
I actually did not catch as many of the Manor Lord streams as I wanted to, so I would not be opposed. But
now let me see if that's up to date. This is going surprisingly slow. I mean, I've already downloaded 5 gigs, but
me.
I don't understand. You know what? I'm not playing with you now because you did that. Me. I mean, that's okay because I was like, yeah, I'll try Red Dead again, and maybe I'll just be more pissy this time instead of trying to have a chill walk through different plant biomes and stuff like that because everybody always shoots at me anyway. I'll just be like, fuck it, I'm going to kill everybody. And then, yeah, Rockstar went and screwed everything up. So, Manor Lords. Is this one tagged? It needs to be added to streaming confirmed. And then fire that up. I think it'll download in the background. It was yesterday. The official Manor Lords patch is ready.
And
oh, that's why it looks so similar. Okay, so it's not pre-release anymore. It's gone official. Is that what happened, Philippe? Yeah, Red Dead they don't kick me off the train. They just shoot me. They can't be bothered to do any heavy lifting apart from the trigger.
Pew, 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 pew.
You need to set the beta off so it will download. Okay, so it's the same patch then. So I've already played it. I was watching Strat Gaming going through and putting it up there, and I'm like, this all looks like the exact same stuff. What the hell's the difference? That's what they meant by different platforms, right? You had to be on Steam to play the experimental branch. So it's all the same thing. I've already done that. Well, let me check the patch notes real quick. But yeah, that was why I was like, why does this doesn't look like a new patch? I don't understand. It's just not experimental. It's in the beta. Even though technically the game is still in the beta. So it's in the beta. The super beta. It's nowhere. What though?
Beta squared.
Yeah. I want the Sigma patch.
Oh.
That was a joke.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Work done during beta testing. Yeah, these are all the same. I thought I saw one like other tweak to Bowman. Yeah, the King's Tax is that. So yeah, everybody just gets to experience the cool stuff that we've been working with for, I don't know, weeks now. They are a lot of good changes. I'm glad Greg's only now deploying it to.
Ooh,
oh yeah, the visual
morning.
Representation.
Death culture, that's cool.
Yeah, there's mourning. You have to actually, if you fight in your own territory, you do get a morale boost, but then you also have to bury all of the bodies.
Where are the bodies buried?
If you have a church, your people would be buried in the church. If you have a corpse
accurate.
pit,
I love it.
Yeah, then everybody else gets buried in a corpse pit.
So, did you know that in medieval times, it was most common to bury bodies around a church because the belief was the closer you were buried to the holy space, to God, the better your soul would fare in the afterlife?
So you wouldn't get lost?
You wouldn't get lost. You'd also get to potentially interact with some saints, like, rub some elbows and shoulders and be like, hey, saints, aren't I cool in this afterlife of ours? Aren't I saintly? And they might be like, yeah, bro, yeah, come on up. But there were a lot of corpses literally buried in the churches. Like, the churches smelled in the summer. It was bad. was
Oh, wow.
bad. But like the that was kind of the accepted price of like, oh well, yeah, they wanted to be close to the Saints, so like here we fucking go.
Yeah, dude, that the whole burying in the church thing goes back to really far. That's like a Roman era at least, isn't it? Like,
About, yeah.
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 Hey, Robert Lee. At last, no dead body will be on vision. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Appreciate that reference. Thank you.
It's nice if you can stand inside the boundary of like your territory on like a hill and then fire or fight them back, because then you get the bonus and then you don't have to bury the bodies.
Hey.
Or as many. What really gets me is trying to explain this to other people. They want their corpse pit to be like way off in the corner in the
That's
back of
not
their
how it
property.
works.
And I'm like, no, don't you understand? Now all of your peasants have to go over there, pick up that corpse, haul it all the way to the corpse pit. And I'm like,
Corpses are heavy.
Yeah, just dig the corpse pit where they all fell, inter them, and then we delete the corpse pit. And now it's fertilizer. And we'll build a field there or something.
The living once now supply life for others or some
It's
shit.
the circle of life. Yeet
And
the
it
cat off the
feeds-
rock.
Oh, I was going to say it feeds us all, but sure.
Oh, only one verse, then it has to be funny.
Oh. Okay.
New patron saint? What? A new patron saint,
that's
Saint
cool.
Maurice?
You can basically like pick a patron saint. That's awesome.
Is that who's supposed to be on this flag? I didn't
Yeah.
understand. I was like, I saw our thing and I'm like, what is this shit? And I just thought it was their emblem. Some of them are for the mercenaries.
Oh, that's a patron. So like if you got like say the pinky bone of Saint Bartholomew or whoever the fuck, you could be like, my church has the pinky bone
Oh, the
of Saint
relic.
Bartholomew, of a holy relic, and everyone would be like, oh wow, that's really cool. And then that would add to your church cred, and people would want their corpses to be in your church even more. So
Church credit. I got the pinky bone of St. Bartholomew. Bro, that's a chicken leg.
and he's like, I left the room for 2 minutes, and you're talking about corpse pits.
You can blame Felipe.
Yeah, that's all me. I take the blame. So sorry, Mandy.
Wait, I can't choose. By the way, it says, a new patron was added, St. Maurice. I can't choose these patrons. I didn't even know where they were coming up with these images because I just saw a bunch of different ones and each militia seems to have their own. Unless they're mercenaries, in which case I guess they don't have a church and they just, like, one of them was just a fleur-de-lis. It's whatever their icon is.
I would imagine it's something like icon or heraldry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and there was I didn't get to experience this at all because I was walking around as the dude with big shoes.
I am digging the Lady of the Manor's character model. That is nice. Look at that. Look at that Cote Hardy. Her beautiful, beautiful cape. I like it. I like the headgear, too. I dig it. The colors I'm not as fond of, but if her cloak was green, I'd be more into it.
Yeah, I could see that. But how hard was it to make red back in the day? I think
Red
it was
was
harder
actually
to
very
make blue,
easy.
wasn't it?
So blue was primarily either woad or indigo. The cool thing about woad and indigo, all right, sorry, this is gonna be really,
Buckle up,
really
bitches.
nerdy.
This is gonna get nerdy.
This is gonna get nerdy. Like, feel free to like cut me off. So when it comes to medieval dye works, as far as fiber arts, I've done a fair bit of it myself. Red was actually pretty easy to get. All you had to do was really get madder root or an extract or powder of madder root, and that created that really lovely Turkish red. The problem is that in order to get the red to adhere, or really any dye, be it madder root, which is red, you have weld,
Is
which
anti-matter
is yellow.
root blue?
I'm getting to that. You gotta stick with me, man. Let me do this. The vast majority of fiber dyeing was done with molecules that were not inherently going to adhere to the fibers. So you had to have what we call a mordant, and mordants are basically a chemical catalyst that encouraged the dye stuff to the molecules to adhere to the fiber. That's what it's called, the dye stuff. And so, like, you had different mordants. You had tannins, for instance, from oak galls or acorns or oak leaves. You could use iron salts, iron sulfate. They sadden the colors, so they're not going to be a pure red. It's going to turn more like brick red or kind of grayish red or purple. In the case of weld, which is usually a really nice canary yellow, it'll turn it a really dark olive green. So the mordant that you used mattered a lot. In certain places, you could use alum, which is the purest of mordants. It doesn't alter the color at all.
It's really bitter.
But it was actually quite rare in period, especially in the Anglo-Saxon region. However, when you take something like woad or indigo, the process to make that dye ready, you basically create what we call a woad vat or an indigo vat, which inherently creates a chemical reaction from the vat itself. You don't need a mordant. You can take your fiber, put it directly in the vat, take it out, and it starts oxidizing right away. So your blue jeans technically start out lime green, and with exposure to oxygen, turn that lovely denim blue. And that is just a product. It's a millennium-old product of the actual chemical response of indigo and woad. With the right circumstances, you need basically a very particular pH of water, and then you need to add a particular kind of acid in addition to the indigo or the woad that's been primed in the right way, and you get this really nice chemical reaction and a very dye fast or wash fast dye that will stay there. And so that is where the blue comes from. So blue was not super difficult to make. Purple, however, was quite difficult to make.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of How It's Made Medieval Times. Tune in next week where we go over how to make sandals, slips for your carpenter needs. Yeah, I was holding on to when you were saying matter root, and I'm like, as opposed to imaginary root, as opposed to almost root, no, antimatter root. If you combine them, they explode.
M-A-D-D-E-R. Yeah. I actually have some with me if you want me to show it on stream. Because I'm insane.
Okay, that's fair.
I actually have a dye experiment that lives with me in my car in case so I got some of the fiber from a very particular person who runs a business near my house. And I keep waiting for him to have enough time to visit me while I'm at his business so that I can show him what I've done with his stuff. But he never has enough time, which I get. But anyway, yeah. I did an experiment recently where there's a place that I camp just about every year called Cooper's Lake Campground. An event happens there called Penzic War. It's a big 2-week nerdy event. And the water there is quite infamous for the iron content. And so I got to thinking one day, in period, it was very common to use iron salts or iron sulfate as mordant. Now, keep in mind, a mordant is the agent that takes non-reactive dye materials
and acts as the catalyst to. We just learned this in the last class. It's okay. We're now in dyeing 201.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So
y'all are keeping up, right?
I'm sitting here going, all right, so we've got this modern iron sulfate mordant that's been concentrated, ready to go. What happens when?
I just saw chat. Look, Rez says, why did she talk about her dye supplier like he's a drug dealer? I know this guy that supplies my stuff.
Actually, he's my fiber dealer. Thank you very much. No, so
Harper gets adequate fiber intake.
I do. Thanks. So anyway, I thought like this camping ground has very iron-rich water. How about I compare consciously mordanting with like dilute or not distilled or originally I was planning distilled water, but that didn't quite happen. I ended up with spring water. So what happens when I compare conscious mortaring with basically just using the water from the campsite that is very iron rich? And it turned out a lot better than I expected. So I might post some photos. I know that I've referenced it before in my hashtag forbidden noodles experiment, but I'm actually going to repeat it this year. I'm quite excited. So
forbidden noodles?
Yeah, because when I was doing it, it was over a campfire, and my campmates were like, "Are you making dinner? Is that spaghetti? Is that udon?" And I was like, "Guys, no. I'm so sorry."
Is it iron rich because there's iron there, or is it one of those ones where there's bacteria nearby that turn other stuff into iron?
It's iron rich because of the mineral deposits there.
Okay. Yeah. He's like, this is why we're friends with Harper. Because she does a bunch of weird stuff that we do. If I had more property, God, the stuff that I would have. And I probably would actually stress myself out even further, but I would have a Crucible.
I thought that it was because I make you guys look less nerdy by comparison, but you know.
Well, I mean, that too. I wasn't going to get into that. I'm not going to reveal all my secrets.
Ziza Bob, I don't think you want these noodles.
Final noodle.
They are the forbidden noodles. They've been soaked in iron salts. They are not good for consumption. I don't even think they'll really meet your fiber intake needs. So,
Blue, to answer your question, apparently yes. If you back the game, he puts out new builds like every 3 to 5 days, and I haven't actually been paying attention. I was just like, oh, I got the key, and I redeemed it, and then there's so many other things to play, I didn't think about it. But yeah, I completely forgot that the demo is technically completely free, and we could all play that. So, you know, everybody get that, at least. Like,
take notes.
If you get the demo, because I do dynamic, what are they called, libraries? I'm going to have to stop, because if we're developing a community, I will have too fucking many of these. I'll just have to do them on the fly and just be like, all right, who's here? Add those names. And be like, does everybody have this? But with the Starship Simulator, there's not a ton to do in it right now, but we could at least all run around in it.
Thank you for my "This is Harper" caption. I only just noticed that.
Because, well, yeah, we don't have, you don't have the Blue only recently. It was like, yeah, you need the Fugi Tech thing. And I'm like, oh, okay. Is that what you guys are doing now? Back in my day, we just did it fucking manually. We used the API and we coded it ourselves. But if that's what you kids are doing these days, all right, fine. I get it is way easier. You just have less control over what shows up, which is why you only do it with people you trust, so they don't turn themselves into a giant dick, literally. But yeah, I just realized, oh yeah, we don't have one of those for Harper yet, so we'll have to. We'll have to get.
Can I please be a giant dick?
You'll have to try harder.
Aw. Don't make me a try hard.
We could blow up the ship. I don't know if you can blow up the ship. I think I tried to muck up the game quite a bit. Somewhere there's a video of me finding a way. I wonder if that's been fixed. Probably not. If you spam the right control buttons just right, you can start hopping off of the area. You kind of do that Mario backwards wah thing up the stairs. And I managed to glitch myself out of the ship into space, and then I just kept fucking off to wherever the hell he was going to fuck off to. And I'm like, this is peak gameplay right here. You may not like it, but this is peak Starship Captain gameplay.
Thank you, Mandy. I appreciate it.
Did we stutter? Noodles or noodles? I can play Abiotic.
Hold on. I'm going to get the forbidden noodles. I'll be right back.
All right.
You think I'm joking?
No, I don't. Bet she's gone and she doesn't hear the stream. You can talk about her now. Maybe we should try Arma. I could go throw on my fatigues over there, because that would be like end goal if we actually started doing community nights where we did gameplay and just doing Arma 3 stuff, preferably themed Arma 3 stuff. But you know, the non-themed stuff is nice too. If Blue's here, that means Blue is not streaming. Except, well, that's not true either, because Blue multitasks like a mutated octopus with extra fucking arms. Also, did they only recently change the Twitch app on your phone? Because now I open it up and I just immediately get an ad and I fucking hate it. Like, if I pop it open, I want to see who's streaming. That's the first thing I want. Don't give me all this other stuff. Don't give me your fucking TwitchCon, whatever the hell. Just, if I could block more of it, I would. So now I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'm just not using the app on my phone anymore. That's cool. Giant Nixon versus Tiny Kennedy. The winner fights Roosevelt. We go from Giant Nixon, Tiny Kennedy to Teddy. You're not going to defeat the Rough Rider. Nobody beats the Rough Rider. Like, I don't think I've ever read anything about Theodore Roosevelt that I didn't like. And I'm just like, I feel like some things have been lost to history because you never meet your heroes. There is always something that you won't like or will actually actively dislike. There's a difference. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean you dislike it. Like, you will always find something you dislike about somebody. We're too faceted. Like, the only way that doesn't happen is if they're a two-dimensional character from a story of some sort. So I'm like, there's got to be something I didn't like about him, especially from that time period. However, so much of that seems to have just been erased from history because I've never heard anything. Even when they got him the bear and they did the stuff that, I mean, they still do this to this day where they basically just find animals, release them in front of whoever the official is, and they shoot at it as it tries to flee for its life, as opposed to going down hunting them because they have limited time. And I get the logistics of it, but that doesn't make it good. Like, if you get, oh, we can't do this properly, so let's do it in a fucky way for a photo shoot. Christ, I didn't do hunting because I was too good of a shot and it didn't feel sporting. You have somehow made it even worse. But you're politicians. That's kind of what you do, I guess. And they tried to do that to Teddy Roosevelt, and they had like a bear. Not only did they have the bear, it was like a baby bear, and they chained it to a tree, and they were like, "Here you go." And he was like, "Are you fucking serious? You know who the fuck I am? Do you know what I have done?" And I did it right because they had more free time back then. And he was like, "No, you know what? Presidential pardon for the bear. Fuck you. I'm not shooting that. This is bullshit. This is a perversion of everything that I stand for and what hunting stands for." And I was like, people talk about like alpha males. I'm like, why can't we get teddy males? No, that was a scientific thing, which the Harper just from the other side was like, alpha male, isn't that a furry thing? I'm like, no, that was actually like some pseudoscience shit of something with wolves. And then the guy even came back later and he's like, actually, this isn't a thing. I've done more research on it, and that's not a thing.
I bullshitted it, all of it.
I may have, no, in the scientific, he could have bullshitted it. I don't know. But you're allowed to find additional evidence and then change your stance on things as you learn more. And it takes a lot to come out and go, I was wrong. Please stop doing this. But it was too late. But,
way too late.
Yeah.
Forbidden noodles.
I'm ready. Are y'all ready for forbidden noodles?
Oh boy.
That looks like brain matter. It's like purple brain matter.
So this is...
You're not talking to the mic and they can't hear you.
Right, because you have to show it.
Okay, well then hand it to me and then go back to explaining it. Oh my god, the streaming thing is so hard.
It is difficult.
My face has to be in front. Hold on. Let me fucking do it.
Are you turning the camera on me?
No, I'm making mine bigger.
Good.
I would never do that to somebody on my stream.
Thank you. I'm very ugly. Please don't do that to me.
Yeah, I was making sure, as long as you're facing that direction, because as I scale up the image so that people can see what the fuck is going on, it will show some of the end of the green screen. I can't do that without scaling. I have to adjust it back and forth.
I'm just going to go this way. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you weren't in there, but anyway, so everybody can see.
So right now,
forbidden noodle.
What Fox is holding in, what he's showing right now is the purposefully mordanted iron sulfate and madder, MADDER root, which usually produces a really nice crimson red. But with iron sulfate, what happens is the color saddens a lot. As you can see, it's this really, really nice deep purple.
Did you say saddens? Is it sad?
It is sad.
Not happy. This is depression purple.
It is a depression purple. Like
I'll take
that's actually the scientific term, is that it saddens the color.
For a second, I thought you were going to say that it depressions the color.
Well, and let me see if I can find.
And this is Cooper Matter, initial bath.
Yep. So the lake that this was done at is Cooper Lake. So that, in his other hand, that's a little bit of a lighter purple, was done with the lake water, basically, with nothing else in it. It was a little pre-soaked, and that was it. But when I put it into... Fuck off, man.
I'm just Markiplier in this shit.
It actually turned this really bright psychedelic purple, and I got very excited. I shouted, it's purple! And my campmates were like, what?
It's alive.
It was very exciting. The other thing that I did with this that worked for the lake stuff, but not for I purposely mortared this up. So I made a mistake, and that's part of the reason why I'm repeating the experiment this year. The thing with mortanting, especially with crystalline things like iron salts or metallic salts, is that if the mordant dries, it will crystallize and not actually take up. It won't be receptive to the dye materials anymore. So what happens is that you go to do what we call an exhaust bath, which is I've done my first bath, it's soaked up color perfectly, everything's great, but what happens if I want, like, I don't want to toss this out yet. I want to get even more out of this. It's not going to be the same degree of color, but
give me the other noodles. They're different colors.
There are different colors.
That's the same one.
That is exhaust bath 2 of the Cooper Lake. So the nice thing about the Cooper Lake is that since it was all the lake water, I didn't have to worry about remortanting it. It was all there from the start, whereas I had tried to pre-mordant the other fibers. I'm not going to do that this next go around. I'm hoping that this goes even better because while this one worked out really nicely as a exhaust bath, which is the pre-mordant and stuff,
I'm running out of hands.
And it's a little bit lighter. Yeah, and I'm doing several tests on these to see how well they hold up to light and washing and a whole bunch of other factors. But
we're gonna get Harper a helmet cam so she can stream all of this as well. Give me one of the ones before. So what was the pre? We need a before and after picture.
So you're kind of holding it in each hand. So on top is
I see ones that look more like natural colors in your box.
Okay, hold on.
There are so many colors. It's just like.
Actually, you're only holding the Falklands. This is what it's
I'm only holding the Falklands, the Falkland Islands.
Yeah, so there's a type of sheep that's native to the Falkland Islands, and it creates a wool called Falkland wool. And what you're holding right now is a Falkland bulky single spun wool.
How did sheep get out of the Falkland Islands to evolve their Darwinism
Humans.
style? Okay, so it isn't native. Someone just threw it there.
They brought them there and called them native.
Yeah, I was like, no, that's. I don't think. I don't believe. Sounds sus, but okay. Mandy changed the stream to yarn stream to Harper stringing a yarn. Hold on, I have two. Yeah, I have one more thing of fingers here.
Way too many, so I'm going to take this.
How are these different?
So that's ever so slightly. That's the third exhaust path from the lake water. It's very, very subtle, but you can't tell. You look very closely.
No, this is the second exhaust bath.
Yeah.
You said third.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was the third bath, but the second exhaust path. So first, second, third.
So does that just mean you just ran it through and these ones have less flavoring?
Yes.
Okay.
But that was done in period too, because you want to get the most out of your actual materials, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah.
Why would you throw it out?
What am I? This is for the peasants. This is for the royals.
Yeah.
And this is for the people that look like they've. You know what? The irony is, this is like the sun bleached looking shit that they now buy with the distressed jeans and pay more for. It's literally the dregs of the colors.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. It's like fun fact. Originally everybody's flooring was either dirt, and then it became wooden to get off of that. And then when carpeting came out, it was like, holy shit. Like first it was like, oh yeah, everybody had a dirt floor. And then it was like, holy shit, you have hardwood floors? Oh my God, that is so great. And then carpeting came out and people were like, my chair's deflating.
Now that was a matter of, this is supposed to be red. You did do another.
Blue's like over here taking notes. Blue, you're also a mod and an editor. Just literally changed the title of my stream to something else. No, I just want people to have warnings. I'm also going to try to unfix the pneumatics in my chair. Maybe I should just buy a new chair. It's hard to find a chair that's why I still have this busted ass chair. Like Harper can see the damage to the side of this chair.
Yeah, I can.
It's fucked, but I refuse to get rid of it because I don't like any other chair. I just need to keep fixing this one. I mean, and by fixing, I mean foxing. In an ideal world, chat, these would all be shades of green, but she fucked up. I don't know if you can hear what she's saying. She's telling this to me. I'm going to take one earbud out because Harper's not used to working with a microphone unless it's hooked up to her harp.
Yeah.
So I will be repeating some of these things. And I
So
have
that Fox
tags.
is holding are the purposely mordanted, the one that's the darkest. Ordinarily, so that's what we call weld. And
This looks like
normally
yarn
that's
poop.
like a canary yellow, but in this case with iron sulfate mordant, it turns into a really nice olive green. Ideally, the two that he's holding up that are not on his hat should have been lighter shades of green, but I messed up. I'm hoping that this year I don't mess up. We'll see how it all goes.
How do you MODERN?
Oh, modern.
Oh, modern. Okay, so yeah, what I spelled. Modern weld. This isn't
because it was modern.
I've done welding. It didn't involve this at all.
Well, weld is the name of a plant.
Oh.
That I'm sure Alex can attest to because it's not quite native here. And then the interesting thing to me is that even though the Cooper water turned the madder root a very nice purple, it stayed yellow for the weld, which was very surprising to me.
Oh, good. She's sending me more. This one's yellow.
They're all yellow.
Sure they are. They're all yellow, right, chat? In fairness, like they're slightly brighter because of the light, or at least from the side I can see. But the camera's actually doing a pretty good job of capturing the color. I don't know if it's capturing the focus, because my hat's still in focus.
Your hat is very nicely in focus. You did a very good job at that. Congrats.
Thank you. I will absolutely take credit for something I didn't do.
So anyway, this is part one of my weird experiment. I'm doing a light fastness test. I'm basically revealing pieces of black cardboard strategically after a certain number of months to see how sunlight alters the color. And then I'm going to do a wash fastness test to see how well these stand up to basically wear and tear. And yeah, we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
Oh.
But I have one of those, don't I? Is it Control 1? One of these hotkeys. Alt 1? Control Alt 1. It's Control Shift 1. Maybe I just turn it off. I must turn it off. Yeah, that checks out. That seems like something I do. Foxy, mate, you'd never have to fix it again. It does. It has multiple meanings. But I do have to fix the pneumatic, which I think for this one just means to hand it all the way back up. And then sit on it.
I don't know what's going on behind me, but it sounds very interesting.
The pneumatic piston in this chair keeps hanging on somehow. Honestly, it shouldn't. I've thought about, because I only ever leave it at one position, so I really don't need the pneumatics. I'm only at one height. And I thought about just going, what if I just completely deflate the pneumatic piston, pull out the lever, and then just jack it up to the height that I want it at, and affix it at that point with metal.
That could work.
Yeah, I think it would. Like from a physics standpoint, I could shove a damn 4x4 down there. The compressive strength is probably enough to hold even my fat ass up.
I've also noticed that as you increase your camera image, the This Is Harper is right underneath you, so you're stealing my identity. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Can you pay my bills?
I wish.
Oh.
When I was growing up, we had a previous generation that had things going so well for them. They told us about how things were going to go so well for us, and I think that's why I have depression now. All you have to do is just put in hard work, and it'll be rewarded. And people will actually, you know what? PMA, we're not going down that road.
Yep, we're
no more drama.
So, what are you playing tonight that I'm hassling you about?
I need no more tears. Shampoo. It's just where you sit in the shower and cry until you use the baby shampoo and it stops. What were we playing? I don't know. We started talking about noodles. Yeah. I feel now like we have to unravel those noodles and put them in a little cauldron and then show the camera of that so you could see what forbidden noodles actually look like.
I actually do have the stuff to scour and dye with me.
You want to hook up the helmet cam? I don't know that you actually have a cauldron to cook noodles.
I do.
I don't know. Yeah, I set down the pencil. It's fucking gone.
I actually do have everything to scour and dye yarn with me right fucking now.
We want to make this a maker's? I don't know. We started talking about noodles and lost half of our viewers.
Mandy's like, reminder, we have to get up early. Yeah. Not tonight. Not tonight. Maybe some other time.
Depending on who's available to. Oh, that's right. You're going to be driving tomorrow.
I do have to drive, yeah. It is my whole ass van. All in green. Simply don't sleep. Yeah, that's what I did last time, and I only vaguely regretted it. It didn't help that it was hot and humid, and I woke up and I was just like, oh, it's hot and humid. And then I walked out and it was like breathing through a blanket because it's Virginia. And I'm just like,
wait until you visit South Carolina.
I have so many regrets right now.
Looks like they have replacement shocks online, Fox. They have replacement chairs online, Blue. We're talking about me, though. If it's broken, I can't actually fuck it up more. I mean, I could, but it's not actually going to like change the outcome. So what if I just try to fox it? Plus, then I get to learn a better idea of how pneumatics work.
That sounds like too much science.
It is. Don't be like me. I've literally had somebody at a convention ask, how do I be more like you? And I was like, don't.
Just don't.
Why the fuck would you want to do that? Like, I get it. There's charisma, but there is so much baggage associated with that. You don't want it. And the stress.
Anyway, PMA.
I am PMA.
Which is the opposite of PMS. So.
Kind of?
All right. You were going to play medieval things, and I got very excited about a lady's outfit and started lecturing people about medieval dyes.
That is what happened. I don't chat. Just poll. What do you guys want to see? You're allowed to weigh in on this if I'm especially because I'm dressed for a game that a publisher fucked up and we're not playing now because I don't feel like dealing with it and I'm just aggravated at the suits ruining shit. So,
hey Raz, don't talk about how much science I know, please. Thanks.
That was what. Oh, I forgot to do the TED Talk joke. Thank you, Raz. I did the how it's made joke, and I was going to wrap it up with thanks for coming to my TED Talk. She wasn't done, and I was going to say thanks for coming to my Thread Talk.
Oh, that would have been really good. I'm going to have to steal that. I'm stealing that because I actually am gearing up to teach a class about this. So thanks. Yoink.
No problem. These are just I'm like the T1000. There's just shit scrolling by, and I kind of like flag the good ones, but I can't use them until later, and then it's just buffer overflow. They're gone. That's it. This is why we write down stuff for comics, and eventually, because it's just me churning out dumb shit. Man, he's like, yeah, there's just a Google document where I just kept adding them for a long period of time.
Fox, we're forever stuck with Big Fox.
Yeah, you have Big Fox until we pick a game. You know what, Blue? You want to not see Big Fox? You don't want to not see my pores?
Maybe
pick a game.
Maybe pick a different word combination than not see.
Really? I make puns about thread, and that's where you went?
It sounded like Nazi, man.
I don't even want to know what. No, I have jokingly showed up to a furry convention dressed as Indiana Jones because I had the costume with me. And I remember posing, punching those types of furries. Okay. Like I didn't actually punch them, but and it was not my idea. And
I'm sure they were very turned on.
Aw, you just made it even worse.
Yeah, duh.
Thanks, Harper.
You're welcome.
That's a good girl.
Fuck off.
All right, I'd have to do it in Dr. Claw voice. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I would be happy to watch you play Medieval Dynasty or whatever the fuck it is. Because, well, okay, I have a soft spot for Polish developers.
Right.
I have a soft spot for Polish developers. Okay, so CD Projekt Red is a pretty primary Polish developing company.
Whoa. We're not making that a catchphrase. I'm looking at chat. It's also about he said it. What a catchphrase. We're not making that a catchphrase.
No. Mandalords, that was it. Not whatever the fuck I said. No, I have a soft spot for Polish developers. I've found that, by and large, I'm not stereotyping, they tend to put a lot more research and a lot more care into their games.
Passion.
Yeah, well, and part of it's that, okay, this ties back to The Witcher. Don't hate me. But Andrzej Sapkowski, who is the author behind the Witcher series, did a lot of research into like the entire medieval period of all the different regions and incorporated them into his world building, and it just makes me very happy. So
you should. I wish I could tell you all. I guess I could spoil some of. I'm not gonna do it on stream, but I guess I could spoil some of the stuff that I've planned for the diorama that I would like to turn the basement into
I don't know,
eventually.
It's your IP.
But well, it's more like, do you want it spoiled? I just realized that what Felipe was talking about is that he didn't have. Okay, because there's the main branch. For those of you who don't know coding, there's the main branch, and then there's the testing branch or the development branch. In this one, it's called experimental or pre-release. I generally you test up until a point on the experimental branch, and then you release the stuff that is on the experimental branch, into the main branch. You just shunt it off, and it's the same thing. What I'm looking at here is that 65 was in the beta branch, and what's in the main branch now is 72. So at least something was done. A couple of builds were compiled, and then just went right out into main, and were never even tested on the pre-release branch. So there are
We're
actually
doing
changes,
it live.
which means I have to drop off of the beta. Let me manage this. I have to drop off of the beta line, update it again.
Honestly,
to get a newer version.
Having just released a stealth patch to our software this week, big mood.
Yeah, but that wasn't a test. That was you're testing on main, which you're never supposed to do.
You're never supposed to do, but it depends on the environment. It depends on a lot of different factors. Sometimes it's justifiable. But what I usually do is I just copy our database over to our staging and test systems and reload it. So anyway.
Yeah. Zel's about, yeah. And that's why she was like, let's do this, because she knows this is a Polish developer. What is it doing?
I will be right back. Have fun.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have so much fun watching this patch install.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the highlight of the stream so far. I only tested prod. It makes things spicy. I only test in prod at 2 p.m. on a Friday. Actually, that's not a bad time. Now that I think about it, you would only test in prod at 9 a.m. on Monday. Testing at 2 p.m. on a Friday. We would generally do our rollouts Thursday night, because then at worst we would lose one day, and then we would have to work all weekend to fix it. But if you do it, you would think, oh, then why don't you just do Friday night, and that way you have all weekend to fix it, and you wouldn't lose any productivity, because you need people to test it. You're not going to catch all the instances, so everybody has to be in on Friday to test it and find out what is wrong, so that you can fix those over the weekend. Because if you just do it Friday night, you might as well be doing it Sunday night. Nobody's going to find the bugs that you didn't know were in there until Monday, and now you're fucked. But yeah, Thursday night was deployment. Is it done? Oh, it's done. All right. I guess I'll have to switch out I'm going to look really odd in this current outfit. And I was complaining about being cold. But I think I'm going to have to switch out this shirt, because I don't know how comfortable the gambeson's going to be over this flannel. The game is still in development. Thank you, Greg, for Slavic Magic. We're playing a new game. I should have been at this title screen the whole damn time. I'm not doing Basket Head, or the Beehive, or whatever this is supposed to be. Sperdash. So we got the Keegan to a crest. I don't think I have to do anything else with that. Is this I guess it doesn't matter. As long as it's a female character, you would get a different look